Hi, my name is Jen. I've been coming to Relevant Church for almost a year, and I serve on the photography and social media teams. I first heard about Relevant Church through working at Atomic Bean Coffee. When Pastor Muta hired me there in January of last year, I had been unemployed for a couple of months and had been trying to get on my feet for a few years after a really bad divorce. And I remember when I went to my interview, I didn't believe in God at the time. I wasn't a Christian. I wasn't sure what I believed. I remember pulling up in my car before my interview and praying to God that I needed this job so badly, and it changed my life. My life before Jesus was really rough. I had tried to commit suicide multiple times. I had been through abuse and trauma. I went through a really messy divorce in 2016. I ended up in a toxic relationship after that because I had no self-worth. I didn't really know where I was going or what I was supposed to be doing. Working at the coffee shop really helped me transition into going to church and becoming a Christian because I was able to make friends with people like Pastor Muta and like some of the staff members and get to know them outside of church. So when I came, I wasn't as scared and I felt like I was with friends. They've really guided me on my journey into Christianity, and they've led me, and they've just been there for me in so many ways. My previous experience with church was kind of conflicted. I grew up in a Pentecostal church with my family, but we quit going when I was kind of going into my formative years in junior high and then into high school. So I was really lost and kind of settled on agnosticism. I wasn't sure what I believed. I didn't want to say there wasn't a God, but I wasn't sure if there was a God because I didn't feel him in my life at the time. My first time coming to Relevant Church was great. I was invited by Sarah to the Mother's Day service, and I chickened out and I didn't come. I eventually came a few weeks later, and Lewis was giving the message. And I just remember feeling so welcomed when I got there. I had already made friends with some of the staff members through the coffee shop, and everyone was so kind to me, and I really felt like I was at home. I was baptized at Relevant Church a few months after I started going there and had accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior. And that was a really great experience for me because not only was it a way for me to publicly declare Christ as my Savior, but it was a way for me to kind of wash away the sins and the life that I had been living before, my chains had fallen, and I was able to really step out of that mess, and it was very symbolic for me. The journey from being a non-believer to now being a Christian and a student of Relevant Leadership College and getting to learn more about theology and about God's plan for us has been amazing. It's really changed my life. I was in a mess when I found Relevant Church and when I found God. I didn't know where I belonged or what I was doing with myself. I came from a long history of abuse and trauma and just really unpleasant circumstances. And it has been so freeing to me to feel God's love and to know that I have worth and that he has a plan for me in my life and that he loves me no matter what I've done. My sins are forgiven and I am new. It's amazing how your life changes when you accept God and you accept the way that he wants to bless you, because then he's able to really change your life for the better. He's able to fully give you the blessings that he has planned for you because you're not fighting against him anymore. When we decided to close down Atomic Bean Coffee, I really wasn't sure what I was going to do. I was really scared because that was really one of the first stable jobs I'd had since my divorce. And just at the right time, Ambrosia, the general manager of Leader Publications, posted a job opening here, and it was a great fit for me, and I was able to get hired here, and I really feel like God helped me transition between those two jobs, and he was really watching over me during that process. If I could extend an invite to someone considering coming to Relevant Church, I would say that you are just so welcome here. My life was a mess before I found Jesus, but God has changed my life for the better.